This is just one side of my rack. Oh my god, this is going to be a long video. Well guys, I thought for today I would do something a bit different than what I have been doing. I'm going to show basically in segments my whole DVD collection and Blu-ray collection, but the Blu-rays will be at the end. I'm not going to edit this video because it would take far too long, and this video is going to be far too long anyway. So anyway, I'll stop messing about and get to it. Harry Potter, The Philosopher's Stone to the Deathly Hallows Part 2, part of my childhood. I'll just say, my DVDs, they're not in any order whatsoever. Random things will pop up at random times. There's no order at all to them. I apologise in advance. Tekken 2, not as good as the first one, but a damn sight better than the third one. I'll just say that. Now this is really obscure. I don't think many people have seen this. It's Lee Evans' So What Now series 1. There was only one series of this. It's basically Lee Evans playing himself in a sitcom. Who else is in it? Sophie Thompson. It's really very funny, and you know, if you like Lee Evans, you know, his stand up, you'll probably like this. It's very good. Yeah, I'm a wrestling fan as well. No Mercy 2002, Brock Lesnar and Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match, and Triple H versus Kane, champion versus champion match. Very good. Might be the only steelbook that I have. Royal Rumble 2008. Very cool. I told you this was random. Mrs. Brown's Boys Series 3. I love this, you know, it's not as good as Father Ted, but it is very good, I still like it. Back to the wrestling. No Way Out 2003, very good. You have The Rock and Hulk Hogan in a WrestleMania rematch, which was like a year or two late, but, you know, then you have Steve Austin against Eric Bischoff, beats the shit out of him, it's very good. Now this is quite good. It's an old box set, but I think it's still worth having. It's Tombstone, The History of the Undertaker. It basically, up until 2005, I think it was, I think it had all of his greatest matches, some of his WrestleMania matches, some SmackDown matches and everything. There's one on here with Kurt Angle from SmackDown 2003. It's a really good match. Next we have Two and a Half Men Series 2. Two and a Half Men wasn't the same when Charlie Sheen left. Ashton Kutcher doesn't even hold a candle to him. I've always loved Two and a Half Men. I think it's brilliant. Now we have Saw the Final Chapter, also known as Saw 3D. I like most of the Saw films. Saw 5, I really don't like. Saw 6, I really didn't care for. But the rest of them, I thought they were very good horror films. Excuse me, I thought the ending was a bit of a cop-out, to be honest with you. You know, in case anyone hasn't seen it, even though it's been out for like 5 years, I won't spoil it, but very big cop-out. I was a bit disappointed by it, but yeah. Now, great 90s comedy movies. Wayne's World and Wayne's World 2. The first one, obviously, is the best, but the sequel, it's one of the rare instances where the sequel is very good. And comedy movies, you don't really get that a lot. The sequel is actually good. So Wayne's World, party on, man. Yes, there will be impressions in this video. I'm sorry. Boy. It's a double pack of the Flintstones and the Flintstones at Viva Rock Vegas. The main difference here is that Fred Flintstone, in the Flintstones he's played by John Goodman, and in Viva Rock Vegas he's played by Mark Addy. You know, Rock Vegas gets a lot of shit, but I've always liked it ever since I was a kid. I don't know what it is. I know it's a crappy movie, but I just like it. One of my favourite comedians here, Frankie Boyle, The Lost Days of Sodom. He's outspoken, he's outlandish. Some people don't like what he talks about sometimes, but I think everyone's entitled to their own voice, their own opinion, and at the end of the day, he is playing a character. if you see him on chat shows, he's a completely different person than what he is on stage. So there you go. This doesn't fall. Right, the first, and in my opinion, the best out of the trilogy, The Hangover. I liked the second one. The third one tried to be different, but I don't think it should have been. I think it should have just been the same formula as the first two, which I know is good to be different, but it didn't really work. The third one, The Hangover, I've always liked this. I love Mike Tyson's cameo in it. I think it's perfect. This is a piece of shit. The first time I watched it, I laugh a bit, but I haven't watched it since. It's a piece of shit, really. It's Keith Lemon, the film. I mean, I love Celebrity Juice, and I love Leigh Francis as a comedian. I think he's brilliant as Keith Lemon, but it's a piece of shit, this film. I don't know how it got made. I don't know how it even made a profit in cinemas. It's just... very good comedy film here. Euro Trip. Seldom seen, but I think it's a bit underrated. It's a good early 2000s comedy movie. I mean, it has one of the catchiest songs I think in the comedy movie. You know, Scotty doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. You get the idea with that. This one, don't know what to say about this one. The Simpsons classics. Too Hot for TV. You have 4 episodes on this. You have Treehouse of Horror 9. Gotta love the Treehouses of Horror episodes. The Cartridge Family, Natural Born Kissers, and Grandpa vs. Sexual Inadequacy. I love The Simpsons. I mean, Family Guy and South Park overshadow it, and rightly so. I think they're better and moving on with the times. The Simpsons they're rehashing old shit, and you know, but old Simpsons was just the best. I loved it. Back to the main man from Scotland, Frankie Boyle. If I could reach out through your TV and strangle you, I would. And if that's not a good title for a DVD on a tour, I don't know what is. Now, I got this from CAX, which is... I can't remember what the name stands for, but it's a shop we find in Belfast and Coleraine as well. I don't know where else has it. Londonderry might have it, I'm not sure, but Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold 2, isn't it? TV Burp Gold 2. Anyway, Harry Hill's TV Burp, it's one of those Saturday night shows that was on ITV, and they took it off far too soon, even though it was going for 10 years or more. But I think if it was still on today, it'd have so much material, because British TV nowadays is just awful. I love this as well. The Catherine Tate Show. Series 2. Catherine Tate's probably my favourite female comedian. I loved her in Doctor Who as well because she was so funny, but she's absolutely brilliant in this. Especially the granny character. Oh god, it's brilliant. What a load of old shit. This one, I can't quite remember what it's about, but it's the world of Lee Evans, and like So What Now, it's I wouldn't say it's a sitcom, it's more of a sketch show starring Lee Evans, and actually I don't think he speaks in this. I think it's all said. It's a bit like Mr. Bean, but I think it's very good. If you find it, you probably won't find it anywhere, but it was in HMV when it used to be in Craigavon, and close to where I live, and I just found it one day and I picked it up. So Peter Pan from 2003. You have Jason Isaacs playing Captain Hook, and traditionally Mr. Darling as well. I've always liked this, you know, as a live action Peter Pan goes. I think it's the best one. I know there's a new one out next year with Hugh Jackman in it. Intrigued by it, but this is very good anyway. Now you have Mrs. Brown's Boys Christmas Crackers. I think it's all the Christmas specials up until the 2012 one, or the 2013 one. I don't know. And Mrs. Brown's Boys, very good comedy. Oh, now this. I think it's one of the best TV shows based on a superhero there's ever been. It's the 1970s Incredible Hulk. Now this is volume 2, and you have the first part 1, the first part 2, and Kindred Spirits in this. I actually have the whole series 2 of it, I think, in a box set somewhere. But yeah, you have Bill Bixby as David Banner and Lou Ferrigno playing the Hulk. And it's a 70s TV show. Of course, some parts are cheesy, but at the heart of it, there's a very good story. It's very tragic as well. Check it out. Now, why this is here and not the first one, I don't know. It's around here somewhere. But Airplane 2, the sequel. I was surprised by how good this actually was. I thought it was just as funny as the original. Obviously, the original is far, far better. But of course, in this one, you have no Leslie Nielsen. But you have William Shatner, so. Oh, yeah. Next up, Bean the movie. If you like Mr. Bean, you'll like this. Peter McNichol is very good in this as David, and you have Burt Reynolds as well. Had to go through these more quickly. Oh, but The Lion King, my favourite Disney movie. Disney and Pixar are separate, so Disney movies, Lion King, heartbreaking, heartwarming, joyous, sad, all into one. Some of the most memorable songs as well, all penned by Elton John. So there you go. 2008 Rambo, probably my favourite of the series. It's the most recent and my favourite. It's very underrated, in my opinion. The score as well, you know, the instrumental version of It's a Long Road that was in the original, I think it's beautiful to listen to. And it makes you feel epic when you're listening to it walking up the road, I think. Yeah, Rambo. Very nice, I like you. You like sex? It's Borat. Technically, it's Borat: Cultural Learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Afghanistan. I'd love to have heard that read out at the Oscars, but let's face it, this wasn't ever going to win an Oscar or a BAFTA for that matter. I always found Borat hilarious. I really have, and it just shows you how some parts of America, some parts now, how, you know, some parts of America still act, you know. Oh, this is an amazing action film. Collateral, starring Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. Tom Cruise is a hitman, Jamie Foxx is a cab driver. Need I say more? Another great Scottish comedian. It's Billy Connolly, live in London, 2010. Now, Billy Connolly is outspoken, and he's not as outspoken as Frankie Boyle, but still some of his jokes that are bordering on the avant-garde. And I'm sorry to hear that, you know, he's getting sick and everything, and it's so hard to hear that, but I love Billy Connolly. Who doesn't? Now you have Lee Evans, Access All Arenas. All Arenas, yeah, and basically it's highlights from the XL Tour, the Big Tour, and the Wembley Tour, Wild and Wonderful, I think you call it, yeah. It's basically the best bits from all those shows, and also on the extras, you basically have the whole show of his live in Scotland, which is one of my favourite older ones that he did. A lot of the Island and stuff. Great 90s psychological thriller. Misery, James Caan, Kathy Bates. Like, I ever saw this when I was younger, and Kathy Bates scared the shit out of me. Of course, she still scares the shit out of me now, but you know, very intense, especially the bit where, you know, the bits where she leaves the house, and, sorry, 20% of the battery left, better hurry up. Yeah, but she leaves the house and he's going around the house on his own is very intense. Leslie Nielsen, rest in peace, one of the best comics we've ever seen in film, the Naked Gun trilogy. All three of them are excellent in my opinion. Even the third one is not as good as the first two, but in my opinion they're all excellent. And the finish, they all fell. That's brilliant. I'll put them all up later on. Also, I can see the Blu-rays. I mean DVDs. Lost in this pile, X-Men Days of Future Past, unreal. Next, X-Men First Class. It took me, took me a while to see this, and when I saw it, I realised how much it could impact people. It's the X-Men film that we deserve and the one we needed. Sorry to borrow a quote from The Dark Knight there, but you know. Now, this list was controversial. X-Men Origins Wolverine. I saw this in the cinema with my little cousin, and I've always liked this. I've always thought Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, and I know there's talk that he's doing the next X-Men film and then a standalone Wolverine film, and then that's him finished with the character. What you think? Yeah, it's long overdue. Give someone else a go at it, but Hugh Jackman is amazing, absolutely amazing as Wolverine. Now we have X-Men 1 and 2. X-Men 2 may be the greatest sequel to a comic movie of all time. Intense. For the time, the effects were very, very good. Another Billy Connolly. Was Something I Said. Excellent as well. Going through these more quickly. American Pie, The Book of Love. That is what it is. Best of Mr. Bean 1. In-Betweeners Series 1. One of the best British comedies there's ever been. Aimed at my generation, which I was proud of. Bloody Sunday, I don't agree with this, the way it portrays certain elements, but then again, that's because of my beliefs and my background and my culture as well. Some parts I don't agree with. It's still very intense to watch, but it was clearly made with a biased agenda, in my opinion. American Pie 1, 2, and 3, classic comedies. Naked Gun 1, don't know why I have that still. Hot Shots Part 2, Charlie Sheen proved he could do comedy way before Two and a Half Men. Say, Smokey and the Bandit Part 2 and 3. Part 3 I don't like at all. Part 2 is a really good sequel. Basic Instinct. This film, and Sharon Stone in particular, she helped a lot in my formative years of adolescence. Oh yeah. Now, Spider-Man 2.1, this is very good. Spider-Man 2 is one of the best comic book movies of all time, I think. And Spider-Man 2.1, this is brilliant because it adds in extra scenes and things you wouldn't have seen before. Very good. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It's very, very interesting the way they filmed this, you know, with animation and live action all rolled into one. Very good. Johnny English, I've always loved this. Rowan Atkinson at his best. It's basically, you know, it's a parody of James Bond. Austin Powers is a parody of James Bond, but this heavily relies more on like the slapstick thing and the fact that Rowan Atkinson, he's so serious, but he's just a bumbling idiot. Another controversial one in superhero films, Ang Lee's Hulk from 2003. I've always loved this. I used to have the poster of this in my bedroom when I was younger. Yes, it's depressing and sad, but I think it just, you know, the whole mythos of Bruce Banner and the Hulk is depressing anyway. It's because he doesn't want to change into this Hulk and he can't help it, you know. I've always liked this. Best of Mr. Bean 2. Skyfall. Can't wait for Spectre. Best Bond film in my opinion. Quantum of Solace. Casino Royale. Badass. Probably my second favourite Bond film of all time, and Daniel Craig's my favourite Bond, and beside when he goes as well. G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra. Why I have it, I don't know. Peter Kay's Phoenix Nights, Series 2. My friends say that they Peter Kay. What do you think? I've always loved Phoenix Nights. Great sitcom. Hannibal. I like this. It's not as good as Silence of the Lambs. Julianne Moore is nothing on Jodie Foster as Clarice in this, but Anthony Hopkins spellbinding as Hannibal Lecter. Awesome. The original Spider-Man. Love this. Grew up with this practically. The Amazing Spider-Man, I'm not a huge fan of at all. Why did we need the origin story again? Just why? I mean, this did it so perfectly, and you know the difference is when Uncle Ben died in this one, you shed a tear a bit, you actually cared. In the new one, he died like it was literally there was 10 seconds between whatever happened and then him getting shot. It was horrible. I thought. Can I tell you a secret? Yeah. I see dead people. Sixth Sense. M. Night Shyamalan's only good film. What a waste of a director. I mean, this was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I only wish I could have gone into this without knowing what the twist was. Jackass 2.5. Love it. Jackass 3. Lee Evans, The XL Tour. Mrs. Brown's Boys Series 2. Fatal Attraction. Enough to scare you out of ever committing adultery. This is where the term bunny boiler comes from, quite literally. Michael Douglas being a man whore, as per usual in his films, is quite a pattern in his films. But yeah, Fatal Attraction. Independence Day, I actually did a review of sorts earlier on. If you haven't seen it, just check out my videos. If you want to see more, amazing. We give it a call. We give it a call. Jeff Goldblum impression. Peter Kay, the double bumper comedy collection. You have Peter Kay Stand Up UK and Special K. Love Peter Kay. He needs to do more tours in my opinion. Put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box? It's Con Air. Nicolas Cage with long hair. One of the best 90s action films, I think. You have John Cusack and John Malkovich as well. Brilliant villain, Cyrus the Virus. Very entertaining. Another one of my favourite comedians, Russell Howard, right here, right now. That's his second to most recent comedy tour. Russell Howard Volume 1 and 2, Russell Howard Live, and Russell Howard Live Dingle Doodies. Very good. Money in the Bank 2010. Forgettable. I liked it at the time, but not anymore. You gotta love the Swayze. Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze stars as a bouncer who gets paid $2 a night to work a bouncer at this shitty bar where only 10 people come in it every night, but what are you gonna do? Great 80s film. Danny, we are twins! You got to do it! Now! We are twins! Oh dear. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito in twins. This concept only existed in the 1980s. Watch this. It's awesome. The Bone Collector. I don't remember a lot about this. I just remember that whenever you find out who the Bone Collector, the killer, actually is, it just doesn't make sense at all. I didn't really like it, to be honest. Denzel Washington is a quadriplegic. That's quite magical, but yeah, that's it. One of my favourite British comedies of all time, Kevin and Parry Go Large. It just makes you want to go on holiday to Ibiza. Really does. Garfield, the movie. It's alright, I suppose. Bill Murray does the voice. Royal Rumble 2005. You have Batista winning the Royal Rumble and Vince McMahon tore both his quads just getting in the ring. There's a tidbit for you. Steve Austin and Damage. I bought this during a phase where I was just heavily into Steve Austin's movies. Yeah, don't know why though. It's okay, I suppose, but yeah. Family Guy, Happy Freaking Christmas. This is the Christmas special where there's a nuclear holocaust and I have to hide out in the Twinkie factory. Love Family Guy. You should see what it's like down here just to see fucking DVDs. It's all falling over on me, like my life. Now you have Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman, V for Vendetta. One of the best comic book movies, I think. You know, you have superhero movies and you have comic book movies. This is a comic book movie. I think it's just so good. You can rewatch it over and over again. And John Hurt as the dictator, what do you call him? He's the Chancellor. Also, I love John Hurt. Very good film. Watch this. Nothing. I want to introduce you to the instrument of your operation. Dark Knight Rises. Tom Hardy. Fucking badass. Absolute badass as Bane. Great conclusion to a great trilogy. The Dark Knight was in my top 10 favourite films. The whole trilogy was, but I had to just pick one because it's unfair to put a trilogy on. But yeah, incredible. And the one that started it all, Batman Begins. If ever there was a good origin story for Batman, this is it. I don't think you'll ever get it again. I hope this standalone movie that we're getting with Ben Affleck isn't an origin story, because this is all the origin you need. Pokemon Forever. This is one of the many movies about Pokemon. I've only watched this once. I can't really remember much about it, but still have it though. ECW One Night Stand, 2006. The 2005 one was great as well. ECW is that type of wrestling where they were violent for the sake of being violent, and everybody fucking loved it. It was great. You have RVD ultimately beat John Cena for the championship, which, as we all know now, never happens. John Cena just never gets beat by anyone. Last few here, Cheaper by the Dozen 2. Don't know why I have it. Zack Schneider. Was it? Anyway, he's. Oh my god, why the hell am I forgetting his name? Oh, hold on. Sorry about this, guys. Anyway, he's directed Batman vs Superman and directed 300 at Watchmen. Very good remake, actually. Dawn of the Dead. It's very scary at some parts. Very intense. Very good zombie film. You have Ving Rhames and everything. And this, awesome. Son of the Mask. Jack Frost. Great Christmas movie. Very sad at some points. Michael Keaton's a snowman. We need to know that. What else do you need to know? Really? Vengeance 2004. Hardcore Homecoming. It was an independent ECW sort of shit. It wasn't ECW running it. It was just all the past ECW superstars. Very intense. Very, very good. I'm saying intense a lot. I do realise that, but I don't have a big vocabulary. One of our local boys, Patrick Keatley, live, the Opera House, or is it the Waterfront? I don't know. Very funny man, Patrick Keatley. 2.5 Men season 3, still awesome. And the last two in this pile, last three even, AC/DC live at Donington Park in 1991. Fucking awesome concert this here. AC/DC is my favourite rock band. AC/DC live at River Plate. This shows the guys can still do it. This was 2012. Guys were rocking it. And then Eminem live from New York City. Yeah, I was in that stage where everyone goes through, I suppose, where you're into hip hop and everything. But yeah, love Eminem. Anyway, guys, that's part 1 of my whole DVD collection on Blu-rays. If you like this, press the button, subscribe, and comment everything down below. Love to hear what you guys think. And I'll see you for the next part. Bye.